this is a PSA to my boyfriend, right? He just asked me, he's like, oh, if Lil Baby wanted you and you was with me, would you cheat on me? Duh. What do you think? It's Lil Baby. What do you think you got that Lil Baby don't? I would be a fool to not cheat on you with Lil Baby. Like, are you dumb? It's Lil Baby. Are we talking about the same person? Like, why is that even a question? It's only a handful of people that I wouldn't cheat on them with Lil Baby. Matter of fact, it's nobody. I don't think you understand. The love I have for Lil Baby runs deeper than music. The things I would do for Lil Baby, if Lil Baby started a cult, I would be the first member. I'm just telling y'all right now, it ain't nothing on this earth if Lil Baby DM me that's gonna keep me from him. Okay?
Should be pretty obvious why I'm showing this clip. Alright, I'm doing this as, I want to do a real talk or a straight talk. I don't know what I'll call the episode. I would call it something, as you can trust me on that. Yeah, so what you have here is an average young woman. She's boyfriend tried to shit test her, and he got the unwashed truth from her that she would not be loyal if a celebrity wanted her. This Little Baby guy, this is I hate to say it, he's a pookie. Alright, he's a fucking pookie. Yeah, he's a rapper. Everybody's a fucking rapper nowadays, okay? I just really, hip-hop is dead as far as I'm concerned. So that music shit don't mean nothing to me. I don't hear anything of any real merit coming out, especially now that it's been homogenized and, just, it's fucked. Now, you got a bunch of people capitalizing off of a thing that they've perverted, really not much left there and shit. But, forget that crap and shit, because I don't feel like having any issues down here on my channel, on my fucking platform and shit, okay? I want to talk about this female, and I want to give advice to you young men and shit out there, thinking about shit testing your woman and shit. Let's just say maybe you should always assume she fails the shit test, okay? You never really know what a woman is going to do until she does it, okay? You could say people, but I want to say women in particular, because we have a tendency to be unyieldingly loyal, even when we're doing the worst of things. We think about it and shit. Women they're built different. It's all about hypergamy and monkey branching and all that bullshit. Like, for a good majority of them, okay? You're not gonna do any disclaimers here. Everybody knows what my channel is all about. But I think that when you hear something like this from a female, you should remain calm. Just find your calm, your peace and whatnot, and you just disassociate from her. Okay, you have to disassociate. When you hear some woman saying something like this or behaving in some kind of contrary way, I think you should disassociate. I think you should disenfranchise her and shit. She's not your girlfriend anymore. And do not have the courtesy to tell her this. Do not have an argument with her about anything. Start referring to her in unisex terms and shit, and just treating her like a buddy. Make sure she knows you're going Dutch if you go out and whatnot. That'll give her the picture, okay? That shit, send a message, all right? That should send a message. All right, you got to send a message. You got to send a message in the most casual, nonchalant way humanly possible. If you're real petty, I would like to let you know that does a shit ton of damage to their egos. And, they don't seem to give a damn about some of the weird things they do. A lot of women will abandon you if you get into any kind of messed up situation, like a medically and shit, or with the criminal justice system. They just out of there. Or if you get if they find something better. And this woman is admitting that she's got her eye on the bigger, better deal at all times. Little Baby here is just a proxy for her operating system and shit. Is flawed. It's fucked up. That's why a lot of motherfuckers just getting the fuck out of here. It's why a lot of guys are monk mode and shit. Just watching porn and jerking off. It's better than, taking a risk. Most of these women are an insurance liability and shit, okay? You know what I mean? I know it sounds crazy and shit, but they're threatening your income, your home, your assets, and your mental health. You fuck with them and shit. You take it too serious. Don't take it too serious and shit. Over here, our people have been engineered to be service class, and she's proven this. You know, just listen to her, how she thinks. You know, she said if this guy had a cult, she'll be a part of that cult and shit. And we already seen the results of that with R. Kelly and shit. Okay, yeah, R. Kelly, the Pied Piper of music and shit for a while. He had a lot of sisters just like this up under him and shit. And then decades later, they lined up to do a fucking documentary dragging his ass and shit. Not just because he wasn't, they weren't in the spirit anymore. Just out of spite and shit. It's just their nature. You know, it's like the crocodile and the canary that rides on his back or whatever. And he, whatever, the scorpion riding on the back of the frog. Excuse me for a better analogy. You have to assume, if you keep your head on the swivel and shit. I'm not saying don't trust anybody, but keep your head on the swivel and shit. The minute you see some red flags, you should address it immediately. Tell the person how you feel. Women always talk about men don't communicate and shit. When they really want you to be a simp and just spill your guts and be an emotional tampon and shit, so they can know how best to manipulate you to get what they want. Everything's about getting what they want, getting the bag, doing as little as possible for it, extremely, not much or if nothing at all, especially in this day and age in late 2022. The women's a liability and shit. And just think if you have a kid by her and shit, now she got a guaranteed source of income off of you and shit. And it doesn't mean she's going to raise your kids any kind of way and shit. She could do whatever she wants with your kid and have government oversight and shit. That's an insurance liability you can't afford, just letting you guys know that. Maybe my message, maybe I got word salad or something, but you can't doubt the sincerity of my words about this nonsense, okay? You don't have to be overly militant about this shit or, what they say, controlling. When a woman tells you you're being controlling, that's a red flag. Because when you're dating a woman, they always come out and they ask you, oh, what do you think of this dress? Or what do you think of this? Does this make me look fat or whatever? And I was always that motherfucker that answered honestly. I'm like, yeah, that dress is ugly. The dress is fucked up. I hate it. Then the female would be mad. Why you don't like it? I'm gonna wear it anyway. Like, well, why? Don't bother me about the shit. And this whole shit testing thing, I can tell you, I know all about the shit test and whatnot. I've been victim to it in my young years, the years you are now. And I've debunked the shit test a bunch of times. So hilariously to great effect, at certain points. Don't give her no energy. The minute you know that a female would do something like this, give her no energy. All right? She is not your girlfriend when she tells you some shit like that. She is not on your team. She's not for you. All right? So you should treat her like an employee. Like somebody that's about to get fired. All right? Don't get mad or emotional or nothing. Just like whatever. Just sweat it out if you're out or whatever. If you're out, at a gathering or a movie or something, she lets this kind of shit out around you, or you hear her talking to her friends about that, just push her to the edge of your circle. That she don't exist as your girlfriend. A slot just opened up the minute you hear that, and you got to find a girl that wants to be on your team and shit. And you're not gonna waste no more fucking time on somebody that would be a sex slave to little baby here. Little baby don't want her fucking ass. She does not qualify for little baby, no matter how much clothes she takes off or what kind of premium weave she could buy from the Korean store, or steal, You don't want her, and you know that, but it's not your job to tell her. That's her family's job. That's her single mother's job to tell her, what's what in the world. It's not your job. You don't have to. You shouldn't be in a relationship with someone you have to raise. Somebody you have to treat like a child. Somebody you have to police and watch their every move and look at their phone bill and go in their phone and all that. Don't do that shit. And if you think something's wrong, it's wrong. If you feel that something's wrong, you should get out and make no bones about it. When she asks you, just tell her. But be casual, be non-emotional, like it's no big deal. Because she didn't think it was no big deal saying that egregious bullshit to her supposed boyfriend. She didn't think shit about that. None of that ever crossed her mind and shit. When she's sitting up there running her mouth. There's not many people I wouldn't cheat on. I'm like, okay, cool. And that's just the fact that we have it on TikTok, I think, that should get around. I think a lot of guys should see that. And when she come up to some guys, because she ain't never going to get no little baby and shit. And if she do, she just gonna be facing the headboard. That's all. You know. And when she go out to dudes, every dude should treat her like, you know, asexual homie. Like, oh hey buddy. Like when they start saying shit like that, don't even refer to them in gender tones. Don't say miss or nothing like that. Just say homie, buddy or something, a dog. You know, just call her that shit. You know, and just be real casual. She start asking you about some, oh, why you acting like that? I'm not acting like anything and shit, okay? Okay, homie? Okay, dog? You know, you gonna pay for some gas. I can't drive you nowhere unless you put gas in my car. Alright, I can't do this for you. And then she'll get the message and get the fuck on. Alright, she'll move, she'll kick it up the road. She'll drag you and shit, don't even respond. Just block her ass. Don't never tell her nothing. Even if she talk to you, just act like, well, what? Aren't we cool or whatever? Like, nah, it's cool. All right, well, you know, most times you do this shit to females, they're gonna try to get you back in with like, you know, sex. It's sad. It's like all the shit they had to offer. It's sad, man. Okay. Now, just you know, just a little street talk I wanted to put out for these young kings out here and some of these guys that need it.